As dawn breaks over Kachamak Bay, the fleet in Homer prepares for the treacherous journey ahead.
In the unforgiving waters of the North Atlantic, the day's catch comes at a price measured in sweat and ice.
As the golden hour breaks over the mountains, the lobster fleet remains moored.
The captain checks the radar and weather map, a low-pressure system forming offshore.
The crew starts the day by preparing the bait. Mackerel and herring are chopped and loaded into the buckets, soon to be dropped into the steel traps.
Heavy traps are hoisted aboard. Critical gear for the coming season.
Watch the swing. Bring her down easy now.
The fishermen secure the GPS trackers, linking the traps to their centralized monitoring system.
As the winter storm brewed to the north, Captain Alex steadfastly steered his vessel into the treacherous open water.
The gray morning water of Kachamak Bay provides no easy passage. But the fleet must sail. A final inspection of the hydraulic lines, the winches, and the safety gear. Only then can they safely head out to the open sea. The sea darkens. Fog thickens around the ship, reducing visibility to meters.
Inside the bridge, radar pulse is green, the only light in the storm gray cabin.
Hard right rudder, steady on course 090. We have contacts closing fast.
All right, we're dropping the first trawl right along this line here. Keep an eye on the depth sounder.
Should we check the northern edge first?
No, stick to the plan. This spot has the best potential this morning.
Winter off the coast can be unforgiving. A sudden squall can blanket the gear in minutes, testing the resolve of even the most seasoned fishermen.
The lobster fleet sets out early, chasing the golden hour deep into the Atlantic, a tradition as old as the coast itself.
In this harsh environment, even the traps are transformed by the biting cold of the early morning sun.
The captain marks the first GPS drop point, 120 miles off the Alaskan coast.
The crew relies on muscle and teamwork to haul the heavy bait barrels across the deck.
Watch the crane. Get that hooked up now.
The first steel trap swings out over the icy water, ropes straining under tension.
Splash, the trap sinks into gray waves, bubbles rising as the line uncoils behind it.
Crewmen haul in the next bait barrel. Another trap swings out over the rail.
The rugged coastline demands resilience, especially when the gray Atlantic yields its bounty. The snow thickens and visibility drops, yet the crew works steadily, enduring the freezing gusts and the brutal elements of the sea.
In the freezing darkness, the bridge relies entirely on the sonar array.
The fleet continues northward, lights blinking in formation through heavy snow.
The winter run demands everything these men have. Watch that rope. Get it clear of the hauler. It's frozen solid, Captain.
Bathed in the stark orange glow, the crew prepares the bait, every piece carefully cut and placed.
Seen from above, the fleet appears as mere dots of white light against the vast, dark expanse of the Atlantic.
Securing the final pot of the night, the crew logs the precise coordinates, ensuring a successful retrieval when they return. Under the vast Arctic moonlight, the fleet drifts silently, awaiting the dawn.
As dawn breaks over the treacherous Bering Sea, the American lobster fleet arrives at the designated drop zone, ready to begin the season's dangerous work.
The crewmen line up at the rail, the steel traps stacked behind them under frozen ropes.
Watch the line there. Keep it clear.
The captain confirms sonar readings.
The seabed shows ideal depth for lobster grounds.
With a signal, the first trap swings out over the side, chains rattling through frost.
The trap hits the icy water, creating a massive splash before beginning its long journey to the depths below, where the lobsters await. A necessary intrusion into the silent depths, the trap sinks towards the ocean floor. The vessel tracks steadily forward, leaving a distinct trail of colorful buoys marking the precise drop path across the deep ocean.
The crew works with practiced efficiency, hauling the heavy bait barrels even in the freezing Atlantic air.
Out here, the work is relentless. Every lever pull is a battle against the ice, ensuring the traps are set before the freeze deepens.
The captain records each GPS coordinate, marking every drop on the digital map.
The American lobster fleet operates on a scale few realize, deploying thousands of traps across the vast Atlantic.
The Atlantic off the coast of Maine is no place for the faint of heart.
Synchronized drops! Synchronized drops!
The seabed here is teeming with life, a perfect spot for the lobster trap to settle gently among the vibrant corals and swaying seaweed.
This formidable crustacean, sensing an opportunity for an easy meal, draws closer to the galvanized steel structure.
Back on deck, men pull more traps to the rail, ropes stretching under strain.
Snow thickens. Visibility drops to near zero tang. The captain relies solely on sonar and compass. The icy grip of the North Atlantic spares no one. These men face some of the most perilous conditions on Earth, stretching for miles. These vibrant markers signify the livelihood of the local fishermen against the unforgiving Atlantic.
The captain meticulously records the water temperature and depth variations, crucial data points for long-term scientific tracking of the ecosystem.
The macro shot reveals frost collecting on the compass as the lobster vessel adjusts course for the next row.
These traps, weathered by the currents, lie aligned on the seabed. As the light flickers through the murky water, they wait for the unwary lobster.
Battling the storm-gray swells, the American lobster fleet works in synchronization, hauling in the day's catch along these precise parallel lines.
The tension on the buoy lines is immense. Securing the knots is critical to prevent drift in this current.
Hold it right there. Secure that cleat now.
Night after night, the work remains the same. Heavy steel, rough seas, and the constant pull of the ocean.
For the lobster fleet, waiting out a nor'easter means cramped quarters and the constant roar of the Atlantic. They'll be tied up another day.
The Atlantic at night is a formidable place. But for the lobster fleet, the work continues, guided only by...
Drawn by the scent of the mackerel, the lobster navigates the steel mesh funnel, unaware of the trap closing behind it.
Back above water, the crew logs completion. Hundreds of traps deployed successfully.
The fleet rests under aurora light, buoys marking silent traps below the ice-cold sea.
Before dawn, the American crew activates the hydraulic winch, beginning the strenuous process of pulling the first lobster trap from the depths below.
The winter haul is a race against the ice, with every pot weighing a ton.
Watch the swing! Get a line on it now!
The winter months present unique challenges for these fishermen. As the first trap breaks the surface, it brings with it
The rising tide brings with it the day's catch. This steel trap, heavy with lobster, is dripping evidence of a successful haul.
The haul was massive, one of the biggest they'd seen all season.
Look at that! We hit the jackpot, boys!
The trap ascends slowly, a relic from the deep, carrying its bounty towards the surface.
The crew repeat the cycle: haul, open, sort. The rhythm steady under the freezing wind.
This colossal crustacean, weighing upwards of 20 pounds, proves a formidable opponent even for seasoned fishermen.
In a display of synchronized precision, the fleet works in rhythm, pulling the rich bounty from the frigid depths. As the morning sun breaks through, the deck is piled high with the day's catch. The sea begins to calm.
Using specialized calipers, the crew measures the carapace of each lobster. It's a fast-paced, demanding process.
Every lobster is measured from the eye socket to the end of the carapace. It is a critical step to maintain the sustainability of the fishery.
These young lobsters, often called shorts, are carefully measured and returned to the icy depths to ensure the sustainability of the fishery.
High-quality lobster demands high-stakes work. Out here, miles from shore, the crew works tirelessly. The American crew ensures the lobsters are quickly moved along the processing line, heading straight for the freezing chamber on board the vessel.
Inside the cold room,
Vapor clouds rise as lobsters slide into stainless steel trays for freezing.
Ensuring the viability of the samples requires constant vigilance. At these temperatures, precise logging of the data is absolutely critical.
Blasted with liquid nitrogen at minus 320 degrees Fahrenheit, the lobster is instantly crystallized, locking in the freshness.
The morning mist gives way to the sun, revealing the fleet hard at work. This is the definition of...
After a long night, the crew meticulously cleans the deck. A mix of salt water, ice, and brine is washed away into the cold Atlantic.
In the galley's dim light, the men found a brief respite. Hands shaking from the cold, they... Outside, waves rise again. The ship rocks as new snow sweeps across the deck.
With the final cage secured and the lines locked down with industrial precision, the crew retreats to safety as the storm intensifies.
The winter storms of the North Atlantic are legendary, but the lobster fleet must push through if they hope to make a living.
After hours, the storm breaks. Sunlight turns the ocean silver around the fleet.
With the day's catch delivered, the crew focuses on the critical task of securing the gear. Every trap is lashed down tight before they head back to port.
Fleet Command, status update. We have reached full storage and confirmed safe conditions for travel, awaiting your orders.
As the Arctic light fades, the American lobster fleet presses southward, returning to the safety of their home harbor.
To maintain freshness, the lobsters are frozen instantly. The digital readout confirms the precise time and...
As the sun sets on the edge of the world, these iron men continue their tireless pursuit across the steel blue sea.
Here at the processing plant, precision is key. The freshly boiled lobsters move quickly from the vats to be weighed and sealed for distribution.
Once caught, these prime Alaska products are swiftly moved to the automated line, where they are vacuum sealed for freshness.
Inside the deep freeze, the cold storage crew works quickly to stack the highly perishable lobster crates.
The lobster export container is carefully lowered into the hold, part of the massive logistical effort required to move fresh seafood across the globe.
As steam rises from the icy ground, the forklifts move in a precise mechanical rhythm, ensuring
This premium catch is highly sought after by the buyers today. 70,000, 80,000, are you all done? Sold.
With signatures witnessed and the corporate seal applied, the deals between the exporters and buyers are officially closed.
Despite the blizzard conditions, these specialized convoys ensure that fresh frozen lobster reaches the terminals.
In the crisp morning air, the MV Chesapeake takes on its precious cargo of American seafood, destined for markets across Asia.
precision is paramount. Here at the port office, manifests are checked against temperature logs before final approval is granted for seafood imports.
After months battling the harsh Atlantic, the fleet returns for essential repairs. It's a grueling process. Draining the seawater is just the first step. The real work is checking the lines, where corrosion can quickly compromise the entire operation.
As the sun dips low over Kachemak Bay, the lobster fleet navigates the final stretch towards the safety of Homer Harbor.
The sea provides, but it also divides. And for these families, the wait is often the hardest part of the harvest.
Crew unload the last crates. Boots echo on the metal ramp as seagulls swarm above.
After weeks chasing the catch, the galley becomes a sanctuary.
To the best season yet, boys. We earned this one.
Season complete. Full quota met. A successful haul for the captain and crew this year.
Flycam reveals Dutch Harbor at dusk. Cranes still. Vessels moored. Quiet after the storm.
Once the shell is split, the lobster is basted in a rich herb butter. When it hits that cast iron, the intense sizzle locks in the moisture.
The secret to a perfect lobster, they say, is in the preparation.
But for many, the true joy is in the
Record Alaska lobster harvest concludes safely.
Night falls over Homer. Ships rest. Harbor lights reflecting on calm, icy water. With the generators silenced and the tools stowed away, the shipyard braces for the long winter ahead.
Frost covers the steel railing. Silence settles over the dock.
Alaska's coastline in winter is a place of endless white, where the aurora dances across the sky in a spectacular display.
From the frozen sea, they bring the warmth of life to the world.
Final aerial shot. The Bering Sea glimmers silver beneath dawn light, fade to black.